How? Like, oh, I, sorry, I'm confused. I was like looking at my phone and it has like 5525 at the end, and I was just like, what the hell does that mean? And then I was like, oh wait, that's like the amount of time that I have to record apparently. Should I test it? Nah. We already had a 30-minute video today. We don't need more. We do not need more. But, like, I've still been binge watching Good Mythical Morning for an unhealthy amount of an unhealthy amount of time. Let's just put it that way. Way past morning, you know what I mean? Okay. What does that remind me of? Like, excuse me. What was I saying? Okay. But just I realized, like, I was watching one of the episodes, and then it would be like one of their collab episodes, and it had the Gabby Show in it. We've talked about how I love the Gabby Show. I've sung a cover of one of her songs. I love the Gabby Show. Like, I live for her beautiful, dorky self. Just like, I love her so much. Like, marry me, please. But like, that's incredibly creepy, first of all. Second of all, 16, she's like, I'm not gonna say an age because of course Dad doesn't remember my grandma's birthday either. Oh, we're such terrible, terrible offsprings. Remind her who she is. Right, Dad. Right, that makes perfect. Remind her who she is. I don't know if she's gonna forget who she is, Dad. First of all, second of all, tomorrow's not her birthday, it's the day after. Not that I should say anything because I'm like awful. I always mess up people's birthdays. Like, literally, like, every time someone has a birthday, I'm always like, I get the month right. But then the days, I usually get the week around the day right, but then I always mess up the day. And I'm just like, how? Sometimes I mess up the number order, and sometimes I just like totally mess up on like which day it is. Like, I usually go a day before or a day after, or sometimes 2 or 3 days before or after. Or I switch the numbers. Like, if it's the 24th, I'll like, okay, that was a bad number. If it's like the 12th or something, I'll change it to like the 21st in my brain. Like, I don't know what my brain thinks. It just does stuff like that, and it's just really weird. I'm like, I don't know. Does anybody else like mess up birthdays this way? Yeah, that's why I literally all of my friends who have birthdays, because I love getting presents from my friends, even though I'm like incredibly broke, even more incredibly broke, because I just spent literally all of my money on my turtle. Like, it's all gone. Like, I used to have $80 in change. The change was converted to dollars, and I used all of that money on my turtle. Hashtag no regrets. Actually, kind of regrets, because now my wallet is just coughing and wheezing because it's desperate for food, and I'm just like, I have no food to give you. I'm sorry, baby. But enough about my pathetic life. Anyways, so Good Mythical Morning has been around since 2012. They have like 5 million subscribers, and The Gabby Show, one of my most ultimate favorite YouTubers who I've loved for like 2 or 3 years now, and she was on there, and I just don't, like, how have I not known about Good Mythical Morning until now? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, honestly, honey, what's wrong with you? Like, you need to, like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Like, honestly, like, what the hell happened? Like, how did I not discover them? Like, in the deep depths of YouTube? Like, they're just awesome, and they're funny, and they're like, They're like 39 now, though. They're old, but they're hilarious. They've got that, like, the same, like, they have, I think, like, humor, like, goes through phases, and it's, like, on the generation kind of too, because they're like around the same generation. They're like baby boomers, like the same as my dad, and okay, maybe a little less than baby boomers, but they still have similar humor to my dad. Like we're like very similar, and it's like very sarcastic, very like arrogant almost, but but not really arrogant. I don't know how to explain it, but like it's that kind of humor, and it's like it's funny. Like I don't know what else to call it. It's funny, and like yeah. And then I feel like the millennial humor now is just a lot of self-deprecation and a lot of like making fun of other people, which I mean is not the best humor to have, but I mean I use self-deprecation all the time, so like I can't really like speak against that. But making fun of others, no, that's not a good humor for us to have in our generation, but apparently it's just the thing that we have right now, so whatever. Yeah, that's really all I had to say. Also watching the videos have given me a lot of ideas, like for my own channel, just to like mess around and have fun. But again, no one's watching it, so like it doesn't really matter. Hi, I'm dying. Yeah. And then I was like, hello hair. What time is it? Adventure time. I don't know why I thought of that so randomly. Cat, hair, just stop. Like, please, like, and my throat is really dry. Like, why the hell is it so dry? Like, I didn't do anything. What's the matter with you? Here we go. I really need, like, a stand or some shit, because, like, this obviously isn't working that well. Oh, you know what I need? I need a pop socket, but I hate pop sockets, because, like, I don't know what it is. I just, like, love the, like, the familiarity. Is that a word? Familiarity. We're just saying that word because it's a word right now, okay? And, it's just like the familiarity of like a smooth surface, and it just like is relaxing and nice, and like it just sounds weird when I say it like that, but like hopefully you get the point if you're watching this. And but like a pop socket is like it just protrudes out. I'm fucking cursed with a dirty mind. Like, everything I say just sounds like fucking dirty and nasty coming out of my mouth. Hey phone. Nasty to fall down again. Proving my point that I need a stand or some shit. I refuse to get a selfie stick. I refuse, though. Like, no one could pay me to use a selfie stick. Ever. Oh my god, that reminds me, though. People do such stupid stuff to seem cool in hello hair. Just can you not be weird for like 5 fucking seconds? Goddamn. Okay. I mean, my entire like being and essence is weird, but like the hair like needs to stop being like forming in weird fucking ways. Like, I'm not a Doctor Who character. Like, please stop. Dr. Seuss. I meant Dr. Seuss. Oh my god, but I really want to try green eggs and ham. I had this thought this morning. Because I was like, we were like making pancakes. Oh, I was making pancakes. And most of them were burnt and deformed and disgusting. Well, they weren't disgusting. They tasted okay. It's just like the texture was weird. Just like looking at the deformed shape. Because it literally looked like dumplings. But like some of them were burnt and then some of them were like brown and like... I wish I had a picture of it. It tasted okay. It just like felt like a pancake dumpling, which is not a good feeling. And sorry. Oh my god. It wasn't even intentional. I told you about how the stove wasn't even on, right? Like, just leave it to me. Like, most people when they're bad at cooking, they burn food. They don't try and cook food that the stove isn't even on. Anyways, so while I was like cooking the pancakes and I was just kind of staring at them because I was like so worried it was gonna burn. I think this was with my grandma's pancake because that was literally the only pancake that I really focused on. Because the first one I kind of got distracted by music and like acting like my weird self and we don't need to go into that, you know. And just picture the worst white girl dancing you can imagine. That was what I was doing. Okay. In a small, narrow kitchen. Yeah, you don't need to know any more than that. Like, we're... and then, I turn around and I'm just like, oh, and I'm just like, oh, it looks like it's cooked enough. And then I flip it and I'm just like, oh, it's black. That's... okay. And then I was just like, okay, whatever. And then I like continued cooking it. And then the bottom side was perfect because I was actually paying attention. But that's the second side, the dancing side was just like, hello, I'm burnt. And I was just like, well, hello, burnt. I'm the one who made you this way. I'm sorry. Literally what I'm going to say to my future kids, if I actually have kids, which probably the probability of that actually happening is like -5 next to 99. Anyways, and then my second pancake, I was like solely focused on it, just staring at it like a fucking weirdo, just like, it's gotta be perfect. And so I was like literally staring at it and like, bubble, 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 bubble. I was like looking for the bubbles. I was like, yes, you know, gotta make sure it's perfect. And so I was focusing on it, but then like I would get distracted because like you can't just stare at something and not think of anything other than it has to be perfect, because that's just like stupid, like insanity. Like, hello, I mean, I'm already insane, but like at least I'm a creative insane person, okay? I'm not just gonna stand there and think the same thing over and over. At least I got that going for me, okay? And so like I was like thinking of random shit, and then I was just like, oh my god, what would green eggs and ham taste like? Which I've had this thought a lot, especially when I was really into Dr. Seuss books as a kid, because I loved Dr. Seuss as a kid. Like, I wanted every single book. I just loved it so much. I just loved Dr. Seuss. The only ones that I didn't really like were the Cat in the Hats, because I was just like, it doesn't make any sense, and it's creepy how this perverted cat dude is just, I didn't say perverted because I didn't know that word as a child, but like I just thought it was weird how a cat dude just like waltzed in the house and was kind of like, this is my house now. I'm going to invite these two weird twins over here. And I'm going to do this and that. And it's just going to impress you so much. And I'm going to destroy the house. And then I'm just going to randomly fix it. Like, I just thought it was so weird. And that was the one Dr. Seuss book that I didn't like. But I loved The Fox and the Box or something. And then I loved this, like, race car one, too. And then I loved this, like, red fish, blue fish, 3 fish, 2 fish, something like that. And then I loved Green Eggs and Ham was one of my favorite ones too. And then I had another one. It was like Bigfoot, Littlefoot, or like Papa Foot, Baby Foot. It was like a big family one, and I thought it was adorable, and it reminded me of my dad. And then, but I think my favorite one though, I can't even remember the title of my favorite one anymore. But I think my favorite Dr. Seuss book was like the one, I think it's like really like, what's the word? Notorious, because like it's, the cover is white and then on the outside it's like a bunch of different colored characters in a circle, and they're like all holding each other, and it had like a bunch of like creative, like, oh my god, Dr. Seuss was really creative. But like this one I think was one of his most creative ones, because it was just so colorful and like just, I loved it so much. Like it was one of my favorite. Like I loved that book to pieces. Literally, I wish it still had that book, because, like, it's cute.
Like that. He's in the water, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How he can breathe?
He doesn't breathe, the grandma. That's why he, like, sits at the top, because he can't breathe. But he needs sleep, because he's an animal, just like you or me.
Well, How he can float like that, huh?
He's an aquatic animal, Grandma. Don't question it too much. And if you get too close, you'll wake him up.
Sleep like that all night?
Sometimes he'll get up and move around.
Yeah. Strange how he can stay like that.
Yep.
If human cannot stay in the top of the water like that unless you are dead.
No, you can float, Grandma. You've never float before?
He's not sleeping, huh?
Yes, he is, Grandma.
How he can sleep like that?
He's an aquatic animal. That's how they
He
sleep.
can sleep and go under.
Sometimes. Although he might just be like gathering the light from the lamp. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what goes through my turtle's brain, Grandma. I'm not an animal reader. I mean, an animal mind reader.
But Toro is not sleep night and daytime week.
Yeah,
They do?
yeah. They're not nocturnal. It's not like he's a bat. Okay, I'm gonna get something to drink now because Grandma's having the time of her life in my room. I probably should move the tank into the living room or something because she just comes into my room every fucking 10 seconds being like, asks the same questions every fucking time. Every fucking time. I love her, but Jesus. I got my tea. I think I might just like go in her room or something. She doesn't. She's not in her room, so I mean, she's in my room. Taking up that space. So I'm going to take up her space. You know what I mean? She's walking up here. Yep, I'm in her room now because my space she took up. I'm taking up her space, you know. That dealio. This is also the room where I did that god awful coming out video, which was more of a rant than a coming out video, and where one of those few times where I tried to be artistic, it failed, obviously, because I'm a talentless potato, as we all know. For some reason, this tea makes me thirsty. Like, it like, moistens my mouth, but it makes my tongue feel dry. I don't understand, like, what is in this tea. Which is orange, the last time I checked. Maybe there's something in oranges that dries your mouth, but I've never had that happen to me before, so... They probably put some chemical or some shit in this tea. Damn. Oh! Would you looky here? That's where Dad's keys are. Grandma. This is why I don't fucking trust her with anything, because she has lost her shit a numerous amount of times where she's just like, oh, I'm gonna take this so you don't lose it yourself, or like so that it's in safekeeping, and then she'll put it in some hidden place for safekeeping, and then she'll never know where it is, and she won't even remember having it, and then she'll accuse you of having it, and then it'll be in these random ass places where you can't either find it, or you just randomly find it when you're not even looking for it, and you give up and you buy something else to replace it, and then you find it. Like these keys. I mean, I even bought them to replace them, but Dad kept them in my safekeeping because he went through a deal with her with like his Mercedes keys, I think, and he had to buy new Mercedes keys, which, wait, no, it was his Subaru, and he had to buy new Subaru keys because she lost his Subaru keys and she didn't even remember having his Subaru keys. She's done that with my stuff too. she's just not trusted about stuff. Like, at all. I mean, I love my grandma, but please don't trust her with any of your shit, because it's gonna disappear. Oh, this tea is not the most pleasant tea I've drank before. Like, come on, dude. Like, it's tea. What's wrong with you? My arm is tired. Yeah. Grandma's room is even more boring than mine. There's nothing here but pictures and a calendar and oh, I remember that doll. It's a creepy ass doll. Okay. I remember I used to come to her room early in the morning. And I used to visit back before when I lived with my mom. And I would come in here and visit. And then early in the morning when I was little, I would come into bed with Grandma and just be like, so Grandma, what do you want for breakfast? And we would just sit and chat about breakfast and other meaningless family shit and just cuddle in bed. It was really fun. I think I did that up until I was like 12 or 13. And then I was kind of like too lazy to get up unless I was scared or something. But then I think when I turned like 14, I was just like kind of grew out of it. And so I didn't come into her bed anymore. And it just kind of became a thing of the past. So yeah, but I still remember. It was fun. I think that's like one of the few memories that I'm always gonna remember of my grandma. Because unfortunately living with her now has like blurred a lot of the memories from the past, and also like living with my mom, that like long expansive time without visiting either of them for like so many years, like had me lose a lot of memories with them too. So a lot of my memories with my grandma before are kind of like blurred together with the memories that I have of her now, which I kind of don't really want, because like my grandma now, I mean, I still love her and she's still kind of the same, but she's still very different and like older and just like, I don't know. Got a lot more frustrated with her than I did when I was a kid. And is it just me or is it hot? Why am I asking a fucking camera this? It's a camera. Yep. I took my sweater off because it's hot in here. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I must stop because I'm a pathetic potato. Also, the video that I was talking about where I was like super proud of it for some reason, even though it was literally nothing of me, it was just rain and music, which I literally titled it A Cry for Copyright. And guess what happened? Not even 10 minutes later, the video was pulled down and YouTube sent me an email and was all like, your video was pulled down for copyright reasons. If you have any complaints, please email us at blah 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 blah. And I was just like, nope, no complaints. I knew this was gonna happen. Yeah. I just kind of hope that like my other one that I did, which filmed this dude's cuss song, which I thought was hilarious at the time and decided to film it. Hope that doesn't get copyrighted and pulled down, because that's a funny video. To me anyways. To you probably not, because you're not even watching this. If you are, oof. Okay then. God, your room is so plain and small. I never realized it before. My throat is still dry. Like, T, what the fuck are you doing to my throat? Yeah. Oh my god. I remember this donkey. His name was, or is, I guess, Was it title? I don't remember that. Hutch, this is hard with one hand. Hutch. That was his name? I'm pretty sure I renamed him something different because Hutch is a stupid name. I'm just saying, like, honey, no. He used to play with his dog a lot when I was little too. And I used to think I could scratch it behind his ears and treat it like a real dog. What a sad life I led. Lead. I act like it's past tense. I'm still a pathetic human being. Potato. I'm a potato. Why did I even call myself a human being? That's not even a thing. Okay. What? Oh, that's her night light. My bad. And there's a drawing that I drew of her a long ass time ago. That is weird. I had a weird habit of drawing heads like 50,000 times bigger than the body, and the arms were so long. Was I trying to imitate Slenderman? Like, oh, hello, Shadow. Like, oh, look at that booty though. I don't have one. I don't know why I was showing it off. And, like, no. Stop. Oh, yeah, I remember this too. I was such a snob. Okay, so, like, this is pictures of my family. Grandma has them up a lot. And, so everyone's portrait is, like, basically the same. And then we get to mine, and mine is all silver and, like, pretty. And I was all like, it must be because she loves me more. False. She clearly loves them. Or my cousin Lisa more. Well, maybe not more, but she appreciates them more than she appreciates me. But in my mini naive little brain, I just thought, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, she must really love me more because she put me in this little container. False. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing much in here. Oh my god, that reminds me. This pizza dude. Okay, so we got pizza today, and I decided to try something new. Usually a bad thing. Which it wasn't that bad, okay? I was just expecting it to be a little bit more spicy, less tangy, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And so I got like this new pizza that they have coming out, and it was just like hot sauce something, hot spot, something like some trendy name that was supposed to grab your attention. It did. I'm a sucker for ads, okay? Excuse me. And God, I'm just burping all over the fucking place. Alright. Okay, and so I was like, huh, I want to try that. That's new. Because I was kind of tired of their pizza. Because, like, I get tired of pizza easily. Because, like, I love pizza. But, like, shit. You get tired of it after a while. God, I swear I'm gonna get arthritis. Which ones get tired so fucking easily? And, so, pizzas. It was hot sauce pizza basically, and I got it, and I thought it was like new, and it was like pretty cool. I should try it, blah blah blah. And then I got my grandma's like thing that she always gets, which I hate because it tastes like dog food. Like, to me personally, it tastes like dog food, like straight up creamy pasta-y dog food. Like, it's so gross to me. But my grandma loves it. She wants it every time. She's always like, she can never remember the name. And every time we bring up pizza or anything, she's like, I don't want pizza. I want pasta. But I want the mushroom and bacon pasta. And she always says that every line, word for word. And I'm always like, yes, Grandma, I know you want that. And then she's like, how do you know? And I'm just like, because you ask for the same thing every day or every time. And she was like, oh. I was like, yeah. So we got that, and then I was like, okay. And then I like waited for the time to be done on my phone like I always do. And then I went there, and there was this dude, and he wasn't really hostile. He was just kind of like brisk, like, we gotta hurry the fuck up. Like, I got more customers, even though there was like literally no one else in the store other than like one other person, and he was just waiting for his daughter to finish going to the bathroom. And then the rest of the people, like, who were like the staff, And I was just kind of like, hey, pizza. And then he was like, oh, yeah, okay. Your name. And I said Angela, blah, blah. And then he was like, okay. And then he brought the pizza. And then he was like, so do you have an ID and a card? Like, do you have your ID and card? And I was just like, I know it's like protocol or whatever, but like that particular pizza place that I would usually go to, I like it because they don't usually like do the protocol thing. But he was very like particular and was like, you need your thing. And I was just like, I wanted to be like, boy, my grandma is turning 94 years old in fucking 2 days. She does not have like she shouldn't be walking over to the fucking damn store needlessly or driving her car needlessly to like fucking like this place. Like I wanted to explain that, but then I didn't really want to like make a scene or whatever, or like just I didn't want to do anything. So I was just like, just gave him a look and was like, okay, fine. And then I like walked out. And I was just like thinking, my pizza's getting cold, this dude's an asshole, blah, 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 blah. And so I basically stomped back to my complex and was like, hey, Grandma, we need to go back. I'm back in my room. I didn't notice it before, but because of how many candles I lit earlier, or maybe it's because I dropped my candle and it like waxed into the floor, my room smells slightly of vanilla. Oh yeah, it's because I'm awesome. I may make mistakes often, but they are awesome mistakes with great consequences. Okay, that's a complete another bullshit, but like, I hope it was and wish it was true. What was I saying? Okay, so I stomped back and I was like, Grandma, you need to come with me. And she was like, what? This never happened before. And I was like, yeah, it's this particular dude, blah, blah, blah. She was like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, let's walk over. And I was just like, you sure you want to walk over? And she's like, yeah, I'm sure. And I'm just like, okay. She was really slow, and I was like kind of worried she was gonna fall off, but she was okay. And I was like, okay, cool, we're good. And so like we went over, and when we got there, what annoyed me the most was the dude wasn't even there. The dude who was oh so particular wasn't even there. And I was just like, excuse-moi. Like, we went through all this trouble for this dipshit, and he's not even here. And then this lady was there. And I need to mention, too, the restaurant was, like, 10 times busier now. And I was just like, really? We could have avoided this long-ass line if the dude had let me through the first damn time. Like, goddamn. And my pizza's probably getting cold. I was mad. And so, like, I really hope 50-50... 55-25 means that this video is going to continue, because if it doesn't, shit. But so I was like, I went up to the lady and I said my name, and she's like, okay, cool. And then she was like, sign this, and she asked for an ID or no shit. And I was just like, this is how it normally goes. Like, why couldn't I have her instead of this dipshit? Because this dipshit was annoying and like didn't like really, and then he wasn't even here. Like when we